who wants to read 500 lines before actually starting to develop? Nobody. The better the plan, the better the outcome. Here is the PRD. We have the product type, we have the stack, we have the days. Then we have all the different sections. This is day 10 of ship season, and I'm gonna show you the fundamentals of Vibecoding. I've been Vibecoding for about a year now, and when I just started Vibecoding, I had to generate a bunch of different documents before I even could get started. Otherwise, the agent would drift away. But now I've taken my year of experience in Vibecoding plus a bunch of research of the most starred GitHub repos all together, and I put it into one skill. I'm talking about generating a PRD. Generating a PRD is super important before you start building, and this skill is going to help you generating the perfect PRD. But first things first, what is a PRD? A PRD basically defines what you're building and exactly who it is for. It sets the scope so your agent doesn't hallucinate features. It captures what's explicitly not being built. It logs the tech stack before the first line of code, and it gives you a shareable artifact that anyone can read and critique. The old way, when I just started Vibecoding, I needed to generate 7 different documents for the agent, and even then the agent would drift away. Back then I had to create a tech stack document, implementation plan, the UX specs, user journeys, the idea, the do's and don'ts, and notes. The result still, agent drifts away, the scope creeps, and you ship the wrong thing, or after developing for days, suddenly things start breaking. This article that I discussed in yesterday's video as well changed the game for me, because now instead of generating my PRDs in MD files, I'm now generating my PRDs in HTML files, and I'll explain why. HTML is the new Markdown, and that's basically what I've been implementing here as well. Markdown was fine when agents were dumb. They could just read text, but now they write 500 line plans, and who wants to read 500 lines before actually starting to develop? Nobody. So HTML actually gives you colors, diagrams, tabs, and it's interactive. So what's nice about HTML is you get visual clarity, and this drives action. It means you understand better what the agent is trying to communicate, you can give better feedback, and be honest, a plan that nobody reads is not really a plan anyway. And HTML even goes beyond the PRD. HTML is the right format for anything that needs to be shared beyond you and your agent. I can share HTML files with friends, with clients, with my parents, with anyone. HTML could be used for code reviews, design prototypes, reports, for anything, and it's very easy to share, and it's way better visually. There's 2 ways that you can interact with HTMLs. Markdowns is a read-only, while an HTML, like we saw in the previous video, can be interactive, could be a game, could be anything. Basically, and HTML can talk back, so you can edit, copy, paste directly into your agent. PRD is also the interface. Example, you can copy a Claude MD. You can copy the Claude MD block in one click, ready to paste. You can copy any section, paste it as context. And now we're coming to the essence of the video. I created a PRD skill, a product requirement document skill, that will give you outputs in HTML, and it's built on the shoulders of giants. I basically went to do a bunch of research, or let my agents do the research, of the best practices of a PRD, of the most starred GitHub repos regarding PRD creation. And then I put it all together into one skill that will create the perfect PRD for you in HTML. So I present you the PRD generator, and it's actually running right now for me to generate the PRD for tomorrow's video. So I can show this to you now. Here you see how easy it is to create the PRD. I just created the skill, and I asked Claude, can you use the skill? Now it says, yes, I can use the skill, but I need a few details before I can draft anything. And then it asks what project it wants the PRD for, and I said, okay, it's for the project 11, day 11, which is tomorrow, the podcast interviewer. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to ship this tomorrow yet, because it's quite a large project, but then it also asked me again, what's the idea, drop a one-liner, and I already collected 2 files into a folder, which is basically 2 brain dumps of me talking about this project. So just me brain dumping the idea into a text file is enough, and it now went off to use the skill and to create a PRD. So where are we at? The product, Sidekick, an interview agent for solo creators. The output is prd.md and prd.html. It's still working here. The key decisions are exactly as I described it in the brain dump, how I thought, the pricing and everything else here. So now it's just waiting. It's been working for 15 minutes, which is normal, sorting everything out. So now I'm just gonna wait and see, and he will come back to me when it's ready. I'm excited to see this. It says PRD is written. Now it's generating the PRD.html, waiting for that to be ready. And this is the first time I run this skill, and currently I'm on Sonnet. And as you can see, my usage is almost full for the week. I'm at 95%. That's why I'm running Sonnet only. I'm curious about the outputs here, because usually I would run Opus for this. And I might now, when it comes back to me, ask Opus to do a quick double check to be sure that everything is correct and well documented. Just have the double check and an extra pair of eyes of the best model. Looking at this, 25,000 tokens, taking a while. We'll see what the output looks like. Okay, so it came back to me with the PRD generated by Sonnet. I'll just ask, hey Opus, can you double check and verify if everything is correct here? If not, please make changes to the PRD.html and the PRD.md. Let's see what the results look like. Here is the PRD built by Sonnet. Let's have a look. So we have the product type, we have the stack, we have the days. Then we have all the different sections that we can go through. The TLDR, the ICP card, so who is the user, who would be the ideal user, the positioning, the launch copy pack, so basically already tweets crafted on how it should look, activation events, the core flow, so that's the user flows, including a diagram, functional requirements and user stories, super important too, so nothing is left behind. The tech stack is locked, the non-goals, the build verification, the launch metrics, and the open questions, so you can still go and answer the questions. And then there is P1s, which are not the highest priority, but that's still things that you could always add in later. So I think this is already a good looking PRD. Now you also have a block that you then can copy paste into your agent and start building, which you can also just copy by clicking here on the top, which is the copy Claude MD, and you can start building. So I think this is a great PRD. I'm going to be continuously using the skill because this just looks way better than a text file, and it's way easier to read. I feel like even the navigation on the left side is just so much easier than a .md file. It's optimized, it has everything you need. All you gotta do is /PRD, and yeah, it's just way better. Let's see what Opus is saying. Opus is verifying, found one issue worth fixing. Feature section has 10 cards, but the skill recommends 4 to 8. Let me consolidate. So Opus is making the changes right now. I'm going to refresh the file in the browser to see how it looks like, verifying the final state. So Opus finalized the verification, all looks good, and made some consolidations. So I'll just do a quick refresh here and see where is the cards that he was talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the functional requirements and user stories, kept it to 8 cards to not overwhelm the agent. So this is the PRD that we'll use to start building this product, because super important, you need to have your plan fixed before you start building. Otherwise, the agent might hallucinate or drift off plan. What the PRD generator does is it asks you 7 sharp questions if the idea is too thin, but if your idea is good enough, it won't ask you questions at all. It writes the PRD.md and the PRD.html to build your folder, and it validates 13 checks before saving, so it never ships half-baked specs. It's a one-click Claude.md copied, pasted in cursor or Claude Code. So it gives you everything the agent actually needs. So better PRDs means faster shipping, and that's exactly what we're here for. That's what ship season is for, and we are day 10 of ship season. So better start shipping fast. Find the skill, the template. The skill and the template are live, so you can find the skill, the template, and a live example PRD on prd.midcurve.com. You can find the link in the descriptions. Have fun shipping, my friends. See you tomorrow. Bye.